Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to HoloPilled. I'm Kuru Binzu.
And I'm Roswell Equinox, and we are coming back from a month-long break, enjoying our summer and definitely not being lazy or anything of the sort.
Because, you can't expect us to be that into VTubers and that kind of thing. I mean, if anything, you should hope we don't come back.
I don't even remember the last time I watched a VTuber, so I don't really know how appropriate I am to be giving my opinions on the matter, but I fully intend to do so.
I mean, just like the national media, no one's qualified to talk about it, so it's fine. It's free game.
That's
It's
right.
free game. But I mean, either way, there hasn't been much news. There hasn't been much of anything in the VTuber community. Great, because is VTubing even a community? It's really not. It's a bunch of just independent. You have two big companies. You have a bunch of independents. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you can build a community around anything.
Yeah, but is it really a community that helps and supports each other? Like we are on equal footing. We're friends.
It depends on who you is.
You and I are not in a relationship. If you attack my friends or anyone I collab with, you're a dumb fuck and I don't like you. I'm sorry for being so blaze sure about addressing issues in the past, and I'm sorry for brushing off criticism. I will be better. Thank you. Are we even a community? Is this even a community?
I think everyone just secretly hates each other.
You and I are not friends. You are not in a relationship. All right, first of all, Vox, ouch. And also, who the fuck wants to be in a relationship with you, dog? Your fucking audience. Why? Because I read an article.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I read.
Mm-hmm.
And I read an article by this, by this website called Anime Feminist. It's great.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So anyway, they were just making an article to dedicate themselves to making articles about, anime stuff, weeb culture. I hate saying that word. And, just talking about things like that. Things that have to do with feminism, anime, match made in heaven.
Yeah.
So they were talking about in an article called Parasociality Killed the VTuber Star.
Oh, yeah.
So they were just talking about, the age-old concept of how, like, parasocial relationships with, like, streamers, entertainers, media stars, how that's existed forever.
Yeah.
And how that, in the end, is kind of killing the talent of VTubers.
It definitely is.
I mean, yeah, because, we lost Coco,
Yeah.
We lost Coco. We lost pretty much the entire China branch, which that wasn't really parasociality, but they did take it personally.
They did.
We lost the entire China branch in HoloLive terms.
Yeah.
Niji,
I don't know. Well, it's always an issue. Not a lot of times it doesn't lead to people graduating. It just leads to them being uncomfortable because they don't know you, but the viewers like take it super personally and feel like they're in a relationship with this anime woman or man in this case.
I mean, but do you understand why it happens? Like, I mean, we can meme all day about like, oh, lonely man and all that kind of thing.
Well, a lot of cases they actually play into it because it's a good bit usually. Like I know Vox has done a lot of ASMR streams, and he was doing the boyfriend thing or whatever. I didn't watch that or even hear about it until I saw that tweet.
I don't care. Like, I don't care about any of those things. You know what I mean? I mean, you have to understand. There's some article. It was great. It was actually a really well made article. They were talking about the various instances in which a VTuber gets babied by their audience. For example, Gaogura, she was like on an Among Us stream with the Japanese members. She was like talking specifically with this one VTuber who's in HoloLive, but they knew English and Japanese. And well, the joke was Gura was in this lobby full of Japanese people. Gura doesn't know that much Japanese, so she's pretty much just like she's lost.
Yeah,
but she's having fun. Well, Chat wasn't. Chad was saying, "Oh my God, why isn't Gura getting help? Gura's clearly struggling. Why? Oh my God, this one member who knows English. Why isn't she translating? Why isn't she helping?
And why aren't they try-harding in Among Us?"
And I liked the response. I liked the response from the VTuber because she was like, "Oh, Gura doesn't understand everything. She needs a translator. Better go find one." It's just she was very like joking about it. Like, she was like, "Hey, yo, I'm not getting paid to be her translator. I'm getting paid to play Among Us." So, and then plus later down the line, people sent super chats, and in the super chat catch up, Gura was like, reading them. One of them says, "I'm so sorry you had a horrible time playing Among Us," and she was like,
"Wonderful time.
What are you fucking talking about? Yeah, a wonderful time. It was great. You know?
You don't have to be able to perfectly understand what everything's going on to enjoy yourself.
It's this infantilism, I think is what it's called, where you baby the apple of your eye. You think they're too vulnerable, they're too pure, all this kind of thing. That they need your help, they need you, which they don't need you.
They can take
beyond
care of themselves.
The money.
They're adults. They're probably older than you, actually.
They might be older than you. All they need you is for that sweet income. Really, just to be honest. And I'm not saying, and I don't say that because I'm like, haha, VTubers are evil. It's a
job.
But it's a job. Yes,
it's a job. Like, of course they have to make money.
You have to make fucking money. That's the whole fucking point. But that's the fucking problem, is that the article is talking about how, like, oh, these VTubers really need to establish more boundaries, more borders, like address that there is no relationship going on here and any of that kind of thing. However, now this is where I get like in a weird crackpot situation. Yeah. I think that's kind of the point, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and what do I mean by that? The parasocial relationship's kind of the point.
Kind of.
Like, that's the goal. That's the medium of content.
It's just that when it gets to a certain point, it gets very weird.
I know, but I'd argue that's the point. It's supposed to get weird. Actually, all of us who are normal, they don't want us. They don't want us. They want the weird ones.
Yeah.
They want the deranged ones. Because you have to understand the way it works. All these VTubers, I've listened to them talk about the process in which they became a VTuber. I've listened to them talk about what it's like in the workplace. They straight up say that you can't play a character. I've heard Fauna, Crony, Callie, everybody. They've all said you can't really play a character. Like, yeah, you have a fake name, you have a fake backstory, all that kind of garbage. However, you do kind of have to be yourself, because if you don't, you're going to get burnt out real fast. And people will catch on that you're just playing. You're not really being genuine. And it's true. Humans are actually very capable of feeling that kind of thing. So okay, they don't want you to be fake. They want you to be genuine. But here's the thing about genuine characterization. So yeah, you fall back on the genuine stuff about you. You actually talk about yourself. You show genuine reactions. You're honest. You're honest with your audience. Yeah. But the thing is about the human animal is that we can feel that. We can feel when someone's being honest with you. You can feel it. And that's what's called growing close to a person. You'd be surprised. Two strangers sit down together at a bench. One of them starts talking about their problems. The other one shares. And all of a sudden, they feel closer. They feel like, oh, wow, I know this person.
You share similar experiences and time together, and it makes you feel like you're friends with this person. You know them personally. But in reality, do you? You do to an extent, but they're not your friend.
They're not your friend, but you are closer to them. And if you multiply that one bench interaction by 3 hours, 4 days a week, every week, well, you get pretty damn close, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You get pretty close to a person, wouldn't you say? I mean, that's essentially a marriage right there. I mean, you go to work and you come back and you see your wife or husband for like 4 hours a day.
See her every day.
It's essentially like a marriage. But now, of course, I'm not equating VTubers to fucking being married with you or anything like that. But what I'm saying is...
However...
what I'm saying is, the way it's structured, the only way this can work is if you create some kind of relationship with your viewer. Yeah. And of course, it has this weird... It has this extra layer to it that most general content creators or streamers, just general streamers, don't have. Because here's the thing. There's this quote, I don't remember who said it. You want to see someone's true self? Give them a mask. That's all you got to do. Oh, yeah. Give somebody a persona, give somebody a mask. They get on stage, a completely different person. All of a sudden, with that mask, they're like someone else. They can say everything they've ever wanted. It's not them, you know? Yeah. So... with that extra layer, you have people VTubing who probably wouldn't make it as a general streamer. You know, like for example, Crony, Ina. I don't think if they tried to be a normal streamer with their face and everything, I think they'd be too shy. I don't think they'd be
introverted than most other streamers.
Yeah,
you know, the popular like physical streamers, non-VTubers, are often very outgoing. You got people like XQC, Jeremy. They're very out there, they're very loud sometimes. But VTubers, you get a lot more introverted and quiet people.
It's great, and that's what gives the medium its edge. And because they're introverted, and because of all these various factors, they can really truly give you a different experience than your general content creator and your general streamer. Because people like Pokimane, people like Moist Critical, people like all those streamers, generally they start in the beginning very slow, very reserved, but over the course of 4 years, all of a sudden they are themselves. But it took them 4 years. 4 years of genuine growth to become this being, versus the VTuber who gets it in an instant, because all they had to do is have a mask. You know what I mean?
See them, we don't know who they are.
So here we have a medium of content that in a way relies on you getting personal, inadvertently creating a parasocial relationship. A medium that doesn't really give you a chance for genuine growth as to becoming a content creator, to becoming a... did this turn off?
Better not have.
It's still going.
Let's go.
A medium of content that doesn't provide genuine growth, because all they have to do is give you a mask and all of a sudden you can just perform. But it's just like heroin. Heroin, it attacks the part of your brain that's like gives you serotonin, gives you the happy chemical, and it gives it to you instantly, which is why it's highly addictive. A cigarette, marijuana, all these other drugs, they don't work like heroin, okay? But heroin isn't good for you,
Yeah.
Just like sugar, instant energy, not good for you. Anything that's instant, that's not how it works. That's not how the world works. So that instantaneous
instant gratification.
I guess not really gratification, but like this instantaneous, not integration, materializing. What's that word where it's like you become this instant self-actualization where you become your true self in an instant. You can finally display everything you wanted to say. Every time you watch these performers, you're like, oh, if that were me, I wonder if I could do it. Now you do. Now you have the chance that you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
It's a little irresponsible. It's like giving a teenager the keys to your car. They haven't had the same practice as you have, So you have those two things. What I'm trying to say is if you take all these factors, including any other factors that I may be skipping over and not talking about, what the fuck did you expect? You know what I mean? What the fuck did you expect, Vox? What the fuck did you expect? Okay? Like,
yeah. It is to be unexpected. Weird or not, it's always a common trait among VTubers. There's always the ones that take it a little too personally, and it depends on who the VTuber is, because some of them handle that a lot better, because you've got the Fubuki joke about how she friend zones all her viewers who try to propose to her, and then you've got the opposite side of the spectrum on Nene, who supposedly is married to every single one of her viewers, which is interesting.
You gotta be extreme.
So like you just turn it into a joke essentially, and then it becomes much less weird.
I mean, Crony in her like first stream, people were like, "Hey, will you go out with me?" She just straight up said, "No,
no."
And then because she's a narcissist, she straight up said, "I love myself. Like I don't love any of you. I love myself, me." Which is another way of doing it.
Yeah.
But it gets really weird because, in a way, you can also... Now, this is also going way too far. Not too far, but this is also me going way beyond words. Let's think about the psychology of the VTuber themselves, okay?
Oh, no.
Because you have to think about it. You got these predominantly, from what it looks like these predominantly introverted, you could even argue insecure individuals who are now becoming entertainers, who are now in the eyes of the audience, who now have to compete, and who knows what kind of lives they live. They probably live lives that are very hollow, very empty. And in a way you could say that they hunger for that kind of validation, for that kind of attention, for that kind of thing. They hunger for that kind of desire from others,
Yeah.
And then let's go on the flip side of that. You have someone who's really, really really into themselves. Who's like, they think, oh yeah, I got it. People all my life have been telling me yes, that I'm doing great, that I can't do no wrong. And I'm not trying to say that this is how the people are, but just think about those type of individuals. I feel like those are the type of individuals who even go as far as to do something like a boyfriend stream or a really intimate stream where let's pretend we're on a date or something like that, you know? Because you have to think about it. Me and you, how we be in these positions, I'd hang myself. I'd hang myself before I did a boyfriend stream, you know? Because that's just not the kind of person I am.
No, I think that's weird. I would never be able to do that.
Let's stream me shoveling shit into a truck stream before we do a boyfriend stream. We'll do everything not a boyfriend stream.
Definitely on the lowest part of my list of things to do once I become a VTuber.
Watch me clean my fridge stream. I would do those things, you know? Hell, I'd even do a fucking counseling stream where y'all could talk to... I can watch y'all go on a date and I'll give you advice on what to do at the moment, but I won't go on a date with you, God forbid.
That'd be a nice alternative.
Yeah, I'll give you advice, you know?
Counselor.
So, I mean... And so, think about the psychology of a person. You have the really insecure person who needs that validation, who might rationalize. Yeah, I'll do a dating stream because that'll please the audience. I'll get those, you know, that serotonin in my head, that heroin. And then you have the really egotistical, the really full of themselves who are like, oh, I'll do a boyfriend. They'll love me. And then you have this.
And they did.
And that's exactly what they did. And I'm not trying to say that Rushia or that Vox or any other streamer that does it is a cunt. But, you know, come on. What did you expect, you know? You walked around fire expecting not to sweat. I'm just defending the audience right now, you know? Like, what the fuck did you expect? You led them on.
I do have to be honest. That would... I really don't know how... You know, I like Vox. I find him entertaining, but I don't really know how anyone could think that was something that would... Given the history of weird parasocial relationships and VTubers, I don't know how a boyfriend stream would go not that direction. Like, I am surprised it got to the point that it did, given that the Western community is supposed to be less weird than the Japanese community, because, you know, those are the idol people. But it is very strange to hear that even people in the West were that strange about it. But it's still to be expected, so I don't really know where it was supposed to go other than there.
Exactly. It's like, you know, there's too much evidence, there's too much experience. Like, you really have to be really far up your own ass to even think, yeah, this would be great. People will love it. Yeah. I'm not calling him a dick. I don't like him. I'm gonna be real. Like, but still, like, I'm giving a little bit of rationalization to the audience and what kind of mentality they were in, because, you know, they're probably in a very sad place too. So what did you think was gonna happen? You know?
Yeah.
I just don't understand. But I kind of, like I said, like, the medium of content itself is kind of made for this. You know what I mean? Like, since the article's talking about the big VTuber boom and how we're still in the early ages of the VTuber phenomenon, we don't know where it'll go. I think I know where it'll go. I think it'll go just like with any other fad. It'll just be a very niche culture. And with any niche culture, the only people who actually give a shit about it are the deranged ones. Because let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. You see film, you know, right? You see film, you see music, you see all these mediums content. They're never gonna go away. Those are pillars of entertainment. Yeah. Like, I don't think they genuinely will never go away. They will constantly change forms. Different people will do it, but it's never gonna go away. You know. However, certain types of films have gone away. Westerns, noir, gangster films. They all had their moments. They've all went away.
They have their spot in history, but they don't really seem to be coming back.
Especially right now, when you see, we barely have any good movies. In the last 10 years, do we have a cultural defining movie? A movie that's like, oh yeah, this is the one. When people Google our year, this is the movie they're going to look at. You know, we don't have a Godfather. We don't have a Goodfellas. I mean, that's another gangster movie.
The only one that I've heard any kind of anything like that would be the new Dune movie, but I've never seen that, nor have I read the book. So.
I'd argue it actually sucks. I'd argue.
It does?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't care.
Neither do I. I don't have any intention of watching it, no matter how.
But that's because you and me are normal people, okay? We see, oh shit, there's not that many good movies coming out. I guess I'm just not gonna watch any movies from now. You know, we're gonna watch the good movies that already came out. You know, we'll play the games that were good already. You know, we don't need to wait for new ones. We have plenty.
You just play something, watch something that's old. I watched Steins Gate for finally a couple weeks ago. It was very good.
The good stuff will always be there, you know? But while us normal people just move on and just go other stuff, the only people that remain behind are the zealous, the deranged, the soy consumer who's like, oh yes, new Marvel movie. This is literally my favorite movie ever. Oh, new Star Wars. Give me more Star Wars. Consume. And I'm not making fun of them, but come on, you have to have a really sad existence to think, oh yeah, that new Marvel show, favorite show, all time,
just
best thing.
Just came out.
The new one that came out, best one.
That's right.
Greatest thing ever. How is it not one of the movies? Like you had to be really Morbius.
Greatest movie ever created.
It got more $1 billion in the box office.
That's a fact.
Come on. How could you not like it? You know, you have to have there's not a way you can possibly think those movies are the greatest things of all time. Maybe if you're 8, but there's no way.
You've never seen a good movie.
You've never seen a good movie when you're 8, but you have the same mentality of 8-year-olds, of course. So it's like, the only people that remain in these media content are the deranged, the overzealous, the overcritical, that kind of person, you know? Yeah. So now superimpose that same thing on the VTuber. Yeah, it got a boom. There was a moment where we had really good VTubers, great VTubers who just really,
the good old days.
Yeah, they were able to transcend some of these boundaries. They were able to actually overlap with other content and bring them in, you know? Yeah. Like, World of Warships. They really like, what's the one with the white hair from HoloLive?
Suzuki?
No, the one that plays first-person shooters. Botan?
What? Oh, yeah, Botan.
Yeah, I think she...
The one with the proportionally large Russian fan base.
Yeah, because I think she played World of Warships, and the World of Warship community fucking loved her because they it's a Russian company, so it's like... So nice. They all loved her. It's great. They got the World of Warship people. That's hard. It's really difficult. They don't like anime people over there. So
they had an Azure Lane crossover a while back.
I know. Do you think people like that?
Did they have a Hosho Marine crossover?
They did. They have an Azure Lane crossover right now.
Oh, very nice.
Right now.
Very nice.
I was looking at the ships earlier, so I was like, damn, you know, it cost $400 to get all the content. Anyway, oh yeah. So anyway, you know. We had really good VTubers that were really able to transcend some of their boundaries and gain audience from different media's content. You had FPS VTubers who got the FPS audience, music VTubers got the music audience, all that kind of thing. Now we're a little too far along, you know. We're a little too far along to where I think in the next couple of years it'll only get harder to be a VTuber, at least to be a corporate one. At least you can be independent all you want, you know. You can shit in the bucket on stream for all I care because you're independent. But if you're a corporate one, Niji, Hollow, any other ones, Vshoujo, you know,
those are the ones I remember.
If you're gonna be a corporate one, it's gonna get only harder because with every generation, it's already getting harder to sign up. It's already getting harder to get accepted. They only want the best of the best. However, the more adept you are at a skill, I'd argue the less relatable you are. Because the only way you can really get adept at a skill, you're not considered a master of anything until you have practiced 10,000 hours. The only people who could practice 10,000 hours have to live a very specific life, you know, a very catered or very just very intricate, very precise life. Therefore, their experiences in getting really adept at that field might be beyond ours. They probably went to a special boarding school. They probably went to a special academy, that kind of thing, to where they'll start to get a little less relatable. You'll have less hoodlums, less neighborhood kids being VTubers. You'll have more, oh, I'm a professional dancer for 15 years. Oh, I'm a professional musician for 15 years. That kind of thing, you know? Yeah. It'll only get harder. As it gets harder to relate, the less audience you can drag from everywhere else. Because a normal person is going to see an idol and they'll be like, oh, that person's an idol. I could never be like that. Fuck them, you know? I'm going to go back to doing something else, you know? The only people that would truly follow them are the deranged, are the weird ones, the ones who somehow can still latch onto that. Look at K-pop. Those people have been, a lot of these K-pop groups, they take dance lessons for 2 years, go into this strict regime becoming a K-pop star, and only like what
factory.
like 200 people apply, 20 get accepted. Holy shit! They have to be the best of the best. They probably you have that 2-year academy, but these people were probably practicing 10 years before that academy just to get there. You know, so they're already high above that you can't relate to them, and the only people that do relate to them are the K-pop stans, the deranged ones. So where am I going? VTubing will probably fall in the same pot as all those things, where it's you have really hardcore VTubers that are really specialized, really hard to relate to, but they're specialized. And so because of that, there's not much crossover audience with any other mediums. They're probably less relatable. And the only people that can actually transcend that boundary, that glass that makes them ethereal is the deranged ones who don't care, who only watch because they love them, like they love them, like actually. Yeah. And with that, it'll increase the risk of this parasocial relationship box, and what are you gonna do about it? That's where the money is. And the problem is the VTubing, the way the medium of content of VTubing, the way the industry works, it'll only push for that. It's not gonna change. Why would they change? It makes money.
It works.
It works. I really think if they change the formula, it's like changing Coca-Cola formula. Like what the fuck do you expect? Because no one's gonna like it, you know? It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
That's me. That's just me, though.
It's a balancing act.
Oh yeah, but they're not trying to balance it. It's balanced right now, you know.
For the time being.
Yeah, you lose what 2 really good VTubers, but you make 2 million. Fuck, seems pretty balanced to me. So I mean, I don't know. That's my whole manifesto of like parasocial relationships. What the fuck did Mox expect? You know what I mean? I am not in a relationship with you. Well,
I remember seeing that. I thought that was a really funny statement.
To be funny, to be frank, Vox, are you though? Are you? It's the medium's fundamentally fucked. That's all I'm saying. This is how it's gonna be. Like, it's weird because you have people like Tim Dillon, who's a comedian who does podcasts. He actively, constantly says, I hate you. I hate my audience. They are in a dark place. I really hope they get through it, you know? Like, he constantly tells his audience that he hates them. But they love him. I'm in his audience. I love it. I don't care.
Deranged.
Oh, but then Vox, for some reason, can't tap into that.
You can't.
I mean, I'm just waiting for a VTuber that comes in and says, I dislike all of them.
I hate all of you. It'll be very interesting.
That'd be a great dynamic.
It'd be a nice turn on the industry.
But that's really the only way I can see is like someone just really has to come in with a different mentality.
Yeah.
Someone who's not
really unique ones.
Someone who's not influenced by desire, by people, one that's has such a strong talent, like strong specialization, yet relatable to where it doesn't matter if people don't like it. You have to respect their talent. You know what I mean? And you just have to be a beast. You know, like in my opinion, you just have to really be a beast. You have to be a nasty beast if you really want to be able to break this parasocial relationship. Yeah. Like, keep your virtue, keep your integrity, but also don't shill for your own fan base.
Yeah, that's a dangerous road there.
I don't like Vox. I was just real. Like, I was never into him. I
think he's funny.
Whatever.
I don't know how to explain it. I haven't watched anything in a while. I'm also very easily entertained, I'll be honest.
Yeah, like I'm very critical. There's a reason I've been in so many failed relationships. I'm a hard man to please. Okay, I'm a very hard man to get excited. So, you know, I like Crony. That's about it. I mean, that's all. I mean,
you just pick one.
Oh yeah,
I think it's fun.
I wonder if Callie's been through anything again. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny.
I haven't heard anything from her in a while.
Oh yeah, she released a new song, Mera Mera. I actually thought it was interesting.
It was good?
No.
Uh-oh.
no, I never said that.
Okay.
But
two different things.
They did some interesting things. Like the chorus is Mera Mera, whatever the fuck that means. But
some Japanese onomatopoeia.
Really? Well,
yeah.
I don't know Japanese at all, so who cares? All I know is that the progression they use in the chorus is very, very reminiscent of Bollywood. Bollywood.
What is that?
Okay, so in India, their population is practically the same as the United States. You know, such a small country, such a very large population. So much so that they themselves have created their own film industry. And as a reference to Hollywood, they call it Bollywood. So this is where Junior NTR and I forgot the other ones. Look, there's a lot of actors and dancers that come out of Bollywood, and when I use Bollywood, I use the term loosely because what I'm really meaning is like the entertainment industry in India. So Mera Mera, when you listen to the chorus, it sounds very Indian. Very, even so much so that OK Buddy Hololive, that subreddit, they actually made like a mashup with some Bollywood music videos, and they used that song Mera Mera, and I thought it was a Bollywood music video. I was like, this is Bollywood shit. No, it's not. It's Cali.
Yeah.
It's Cali.
It's a YouTuber.
She started rapping. It was terrible, but that chorus was really interesting. I was like, I thought it was really Indian, and like you don't really hear that anymore. Like you really don't hear any kind of progression like that in music. Like you hear lots of funk, R&B inspired stuff like that. You know, Jamaican stuff even, but you don't hear much Bollywood. You know, the last time, I don't know the last time. The only people I know who ever did anything like that was the fucking Beatles in the 60s. So it's so I don't really know anything.
It's been a minute. It's nice seeing something unique.
Oh yeah, it was a really good crossover. I was like, whatever intern they hired to make that chorus, get him again. Like, he's killing it. Just please get her to stop rapping.
Please.
I don't hate Cali.
Yeah.
But I feel like someone has to say it. You know, of course, a lot of people unfortunately.
Someone's got to be criticism.
But I'll be the knight. I'll be the martyr to vocalize these criticisms.
Yes.
You know
also, I looked it up, and Mera Mera means it's an onomatopoeia for flaring up. So like, whatever that means.
Yeah, it's actually a reference to the Indian cuisine because that shit's really spicy. So when you eat it, your nostrils actually start to flare up really hardcore, including your asshole because you know it's so bad that you have to go take a shit instantly. Yeah. So very interesting. Okay. Yeah. Great. Intern really killing it.
Very cool.
Intern's really killing it. I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest because I don't want to sound like completely like a dick and be like, oh ha 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 ha, fuck Callie. No, I think she's great. She's a great personality. Not for me. Not for me because you know some stuff she does is a little too awkward in my opinion. But hey, whatever. But in terms of her musical talent, I can't deny she has musical talent. She has an eye for it. She has an ear for it. All that kind of thing. However, it does feel like her raps are very lackluster, and the fact that that's her staple really makes me question, you know, because, you know, no one can really explain to you what good rap is, and rap is very intricate as a genre anyway, so no one can truly tell you what makes a good rap, but people can definitely tell you what makes a bad rap.
Yeah. And you can just tell.
And, you know, there's this thing where it's like you have to have charisma on the mic. And what is charisma? Well, personally, I don't think it fucking exists. But what they do mean is you have to come onto the microphone. You have to talk with this swagger, this panache, this X factor. You know,
je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. You have to talk with some kind of like emphasis on your words. You have to show like you're not afraid of this mic. You're not afraid of anybody. That you can say what you want to say on that mic. That's what it's called, having charisma on the mic. And just every time you hear Callie, it just feels like it just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel right. And I'm not saying it's just because she's a woman. There's plenty of women in rap. They're all good. They're pretty good. Most good. A few of them. Some of them
progressively get smaller.
but yeah, there's some good ones. So it's not a woman thing. It's just really like it is a high bar to get over.
Yeah.
You know, I won't blame you. God, how go? You're bad at rapping. Who isn't? You know.
It's definitely one of the harder mediums to do.
Genuinely.
To be successful in.
Because it's extremely abstract. Because, you know, what is to make a good pop song? There's a mathematical equation to make a good pop song. I'll tell you about it. Good rock song, good grunge song, all those things. There's a clear formula. Not for rap. Now, of course, there are some things that work and some things that don't. Yeah, if you have a really catchy hook, great. You have a really lo-fi beat, great. You know, keep your words to a minimum, great. You know, you will sell. But to make a truly good rap song, the only good rap song, the only song that I've heard from Calliope that I thought was okay was The End of a Life. And that's because it had a basic boom bap beat. It's just a basic, very minimal production, and it did feel like she was rapping about something real. Because all of a sudden she wasn't rapping about, oh yeah, the blood splatters on the floor, the skeletons come out from your closet door, and all those like, ha ha, I'm the Grim Reaper, bitch.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're playing a character.
So it's real.
But when you're talking about, yo, this person, never gonna see him again because they're either dead, they either broke up with me, they either moved away, never gonna see them again.
Yeah.
It's done. Like, fuck,
yeah,
you know?
That's real.
That's real.
It feels real.
It's just fucking real. And that was a great, it would match with the simplicity of it because it's a very simple feeling. It's complex, yeah, but it's a very simple, mundane thing everybody gets.
You get it. Everyone gets it.
So
at some point.
That was truly a good well produced song. So I do like some Mori stuff. I know she's capable of doing really well, but it's just whenever Cover Corp, whenever they just really push for her to just do these
character songs, basically.
Yeah, just hey, be the Grim Reaper again. Yeah. This track.
Yeah.
It just sucks, cause like who would bump that? Like, you know, like people like character songs in the sense of like, oh yeah, I'm a thug, or like I'm trapping, I'm a gangster, I'm hard, you know, all that kind of shit. And I don't even like that kind of shit either. I don't listen to that.
Yeah.
But there has to be some kind of honesty with it, because even though they're being gangsters and you might not like it, they're being very honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why Tupac was always pushing for, you gotta keep it real. If they're still rapping that hard shit, that real hood shit, they're keeping it real because they're just being honest about it. They're being unapologetically themselves.
Mm-hmm. Whether
you like it or not, whether your politics align with it, you know, doesn't matter. That's the reality here. But there isn't really anything with Calliope's Grim Reaper stuff. There just really isn't anything.
Well, that makes me think, and this is completely unrelated, by the way. Have you ever heard any of Demon Dice's music? Unrelated.
I heard some of her songs, yeah. I mean, kind of falls in the same pit. I mean, it's a little bit more, if I had to compare the two, I had to like, Demon Dice is a bit more honest, I guess. But it's probably because I also understand this is an actual person, you know? Because there's a difference. Like, you know, here's the thing. You know, Eminem, everyone's favorite rapper, literally because his fucking album Music to Be Murdered By, which was shit, became the #1 album of all time in hip hop. I'm talking this thing beat My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye, The Chronic 2000 by Dr. Dre, not 2000, The Chronic, and To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. These are great albums. These are 3 albums, just for example, that were meticulously made with the intention of, oh yeah, this is going to be a fucking masterpiece. It's going to last forever. Mm-hmm. Nope, Eminem. Eminem #1. Greatest rapper of all time. Fucking hell. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just being real. So, Eminem made an album called Relapse, where the whole point of the album is he's trying to like, he just came out of rehab. He just came out of like drug addiction. And so he's trying to recapture the magic of his early days. So he's singing shock rap, which is supposed to be rap that has lyrics that are like explicit and talk about weird things like penis and Uranus, that kind of stupid shit. Yeah. Just shock. It's supposed to shock you. He decided to turn up the shock even more by talking about this murder, gore, violence, psychopathy, all that kind of thing. So like, you know, you listen. I made you listen to Marshall Mathers OP2, and you listen to the first track was "Kill You," right? You don't fuck with shady, you know. That times 1,000. That's the entire Relapse album. And he's like, the song 3 a.m. in the morning is literally him singing about how he's a serial killer and he's slitting these people's throats and cutting them into pieces, putting them in the bathtub, put the lotion in the bucket, then put the lotion on the skin. I listened to this religiously when I was younger, so I know the lyrics. I know what he's talking about. And let me tell you, now that I'm older, I can tell you it's shit. But it feels like Maury and Demon Dice listened to the album and thought this is it. This is the one. This is what I want to be. And no, that's not what you, even Eminem doesn't like it. Even himself. He says, yeah, that album was kind of whack. He made Recovery right after, which was completely different. Normal. It was normal.
Was it good?
It was okay. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was okay. I like Recovery. I think as a message, as an overall thing, I think it was pretty good. I mean, yeah, like competing with like To Pimp a Butterfly and all those greats. Oh yeah, it's not one of the greatest albums of all time, obviously, but I thought it was very honest. I thought it got the message that he was trying to get across. how, especially compared to Relapse, this is what it's up against. So it's like, yeah, it's gonna be better. But you know, favorite track is like No Love. That one's a great fucking track. Anyway, yeah. So like you see Demon Dice, you see Mori Calliope, you see they both seems like they both took that, and I guess that's just their characters. They're just hey, you know, murdering. Let's go focus more on Mori Calliope. Haha, she's a Grim Reaper. Gotta talk about that forever. But I don't know. I understand. It's like I understand. It's kind of like you're going to McDonald's expecting a steak. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like you're not gonna get that. You're gonna get cheap shit. But I don't know. When it comes to music, I'm a stickler because I think that you should always be striving for like really hard shit, really real stuff. So it's just it's just how it clashes with my own personal beliefs in the sense of like. I feel like you need to be true to yourself as an artist, but hey, sometimes you're on a contract, and the contract says you gotta sing this, you gotta sing it,
Yeah.
But at least get that intern that did the Mera person again, because
Get it again.
Yeah, I almost listened to the whole thing.
That
was great. It was great.
Oh. I don't think I've listened to any others. Only the ones you send me.
Yeah. I'm gonna make you listen to the Recovery album. I'm gonna make you listen to the Relapse album, and you're gonna listen to the Recovery album right after. And you're gonna be like, yeah, Recovery's okay. Especially there's some songs from Relapse I kind of like. I mean, We Made You, which is one of the songs on there, one of the singles actually. It was okay. Like it was alright. It was fun. It's fun. I think the piano riff that they use for the beat is really good. But it's just a really bad album. This is a really bad album.
I've only listened to Marshall Mathers LP.
No, honestly, that's all you really fucking need. I'm gonna be real with you. That's all you fucking need. Yeah, you listen to Marshall Mathers LP 1, not the LP 2. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Because he made a sequel like 10 years later. It was okay as well. Once again, not as good as the first one, but yeah, Marshall Mathers LP. When it comes to Eminem, that's really just the one you have to listen to. Okay. That's the one. You can listen to the Eminem show because it's almost just as good. Like it's barely like if you had one or the other, you pick Marshall Mathers, but Eminem show is also pretty good.
Okay. So.
Till I Collapse is a phenomenal song, phenomenal track. It's a really good closing track. Like it really sums up the whole thing. Great, But I could never say the same thing for like a Mori Calliope album. Could never say the same thing. It's just weird.
You only hope one day maybe you'll be able to say that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm rooting for her though.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for her. I sound like a cunt, and that's okay. But I'm rooting for her.
Sometimes you have to be.
So you gotta be honest. You can't kid ourselves forever,
It goes back to babying the streamer.
You're like, oh my god, because you see her comments, and you're like, oh my god, it's so good, it's so great. Like, yeah, I'm not pretending like, yeah, she could out rap me, probably. I don't know. I'd like to see that actually, but just be real. You could do better. Like, and I honestly think it's just the production. It's the company holding her back. So I mean, that's really.
One can only hope.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say?
I don't know.
Come on, just think you could like fucking anything.
Do I?
Come on. We're making more stuff, Like you're almost ready with your Vtuber model, aren't you?
That's funny. No.
No?
No. I haven't worked on that in a while. I need to. But I say that every time.
Yeah, I mean, but you got some ideas, you got content coming in. I mean, well, yeah, it probably might not come out for the next 6 months, but but you got shit.
There's a reason that I put the description on my channel as soon TM.
Yeah, it's like you got shit coming.
Yeah,
maybe.
Just
don't know when.
At some point.
It'll be here. As soon as he fucking posts it, I'll link his channel because until he has actually something, I'm not gonna link this.
There's something. I swear.
The forever procrastinating, the forever ungrateful.
Yeah.
Roswell.
That's right. That's me. The one and only.
I have a lot of videos I have recorded audio for. Haven't fucking edited them. I have a whole video on Hanekawa from Bakken with a guitar.
How? When did you make that?
Made that a month ago.
Oh.
I recorded it. It's like a lot of audio. A lot of editing's gonna go into it. Haven't fucking started on it. I have a bunch of videos on my phone because I've lately been like recording videos while gardening.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, so I'll be doing a chore or I'll be doing some kind of work and I'll be recording at the same time, just listening to myself. It's great. It's very therapeutic. Try it. Other than that,
I don't know. I've been the past couple of days, I've been sitting in my room, staring at my computer, trying to figure out how the frick to work Utau. Maybe like one person who's watching this will know what that is, but probably not.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
It's I usually describe it as open source Vocaloid software. I don't have to pay for it, and I can use my own voice for it.
That's really cool.
It's very difficult to make, or it's not difficult. It's really tedious to make one of your own voice, but I felt very satisfied when I did it. Even though I only did it in like 2 days, and it's actually terrible. Like it doesn't sound good, but I'm glad that I made one. Oh, yeah. And it sounds a lot better than I would have expected for how little effort I put into it. Eventually I'll be able to do it again. It's hard. I don't have any places. I need to find a place that I can record where there isn't any background noise. Because when I was recording it, I'm pretty sure the AC was on, and it sounds kind of funky.
You don't have a closet?
It's full.
Just move some shit out and just sitting there. That's what I used to do.
You record in the closet?
Yeah, that's what everybody fucking does. Everybody records in the fucking closet.
Oh yeah, I hear a lot about that.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I'll have to remake it eventually.
Or just get a second house.
Oh yeah,
like
just
me.
get another one. Yeah.
Just do that.
Remodeling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And go out to the shed. I think we have any outlets out there.
There ain't no AC in the shed. Or record on your phone. Go in the closet and record on your phone. It's awesome.
The audio is good. It depends. I don't know. I have a lot of things that I want to do, but I can only do so much.
The important thing is that you're actually doing it, though.
Yes.
You're actually doing it.
Instead of getting distracted.
Because if there's anybody who's waiting for that VTuber model, it's me. If there's anybody who's waiting for it, like you don't think I think about it a lot. I'm like, what if he's gonna talk about it today? What if he's gonna send it today? What if he's finally gonna say, hey guys, I'm done. Look, I'm the one waiting for it. I'm the only person waiting for it.
I haven't finished the art for it, and then I don't even know how to rig it yet. I'll have to figure that out.
But dog, just pay somebody at this point. At this point, just pay somebody. There's nothing wrong.
I don't have money.
Find it. Get some coins. Go to Walmart. I did that this morning. I got myself $20.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, it's good. Tax the fuck out of you, eh? I mean,
Oh, it does.
oh yeah.
Dang.
You'd be
I used
surprised.
to like worship that machine as a kid.
It's a good machine. Just taxes a lot. Cause like you actually you get $44, but you actually made 55. Takes a whole chunk out of you.
That's messed up.
It's fucked up. Ain't nobody gonna stop them.
Yeah.
It's fucking Walmart.
Alright.
That's all I have. Is that all you have?
Yeah.
You could have said something.
I don't know.
No.
Bye.
Bye.